He always has a few words.
Madam President, executive directors of the South End Rowing Club and club members. Renee, I'm not sure we swam the same channel. Well, I'll enlighten you on my first experience. I went with the rugby club on a day trip to France. Missed the last ferry home. I'm full of wine and beer. Jumped in at Catherine, which at work 16 hours later.
Obviously not the same thing. Global warming.
Oh, Jess, what Renee said is just about it. Now, you may have read or heard that I was born in the bath. That is the absolute truth. I was born in the bath. And accidentally, of course. And I have a vague memory of that day. You can go back. And I remember giving a big, strong dolphin kick. It took me to the surface, where I opened my mouth and took my first breath of life. So arguably, I'm the only person in the world who could swim before he could breathe. 73 years, 2 successful English Channel swims, 15 British championships, umpteen records. Later, I find myself celebrating the 50th anniversary of that first Channel swim. And I was at the Dover Town Hall on the occasion of the Channel Swimming Association annual dinner. And there I met the lovely president of your club, Henry Leonardo. She was there celebrating her husband Fast Eddie's successful swim of that year. After the dinner and the speeches, Kimberly approached me. I saw this vision of loveliness. She was magnificently poured into what must have been a Dior gown. A hint, the waft of expensive Parisian perfume. Overwhelming. She laid a perfectly manicured hand on my heavily muscled chest. And said, Mike, I want to make you an offer you can't refuse. Well, jumping off a bloody boat tomorrow morning on Alcatraz into the freezing cold, shark-infested waters of San Francisco Bay was not what I thought she might have been. But as they say, there's no fool like an old fool. And seriously speaking, there is no place in the whole world at this moment, this weekend, that I would rather be here as your guest of honour at South End Rowing Club. I am extremely honoured to be chosen as your guest of honour, and I was so excited when I heard from Kimberly that I was chosen. One, that I wrote to my good friend Madge, the Queen of England. Madge and I rub along pretty well together, and I knew she'd favour me with a proper reply, and she did. So I wrote to her telling her just all about it, and here is a copy of the letter which comes back. So here we have the Royal Coat of Arms, Buckingham Palace. Would you like me to read it? Yeah! Dear Mr. Jennings, I have been asked to thank you for your kind letter about the Alcatraz Invitational, which is taking place in September 2011. The Queen was most interested to learn about the race and appreciates your thoughtfulness in writing as you did. In return, Her Majesty has asked me to convey her very warm good wishes to the competitors and to all concerned for a most successful and enjoyable event. Yours sincerely, David Ryan, Executive Private Secretary to Her Majesty the Queen. Comes to sign Elizabeth Regina II. The real item the other wonderful memorabilia you have here. I want you to bear in mind that the Queen of England rules over 53 states worldwide and governs over a third of the world's population. And she has taken the time and trouble to wish everyone a successful day tomorrow. Now, I would like you all to show your appreciation of Her Majesty the Queen in saying in full-throated chorus after me, God save the Queen. Are we ready? God save the Queen! I can't wait to get home and tell my wife I had a whole room full of Americans. I thought, in fairness, I should also approach your president. So I wrote to Barack Obama, telling him similar things. No reply. A month or so later, I thought I'd give him a reminder, strongly worded letter. No reply. I thought, what the hell with it? Nothing to lose. I'll give him an aggressive email. 2 days before I left, a reply.
Put him on the note.
Hey, Limey, you're pushing your luck. You think I've got nothing better to do than worry about a bunch of lunatics escaping from Alcatraz? Don't you know what state the American nation's in? There will be no letter. Due to cuts and savings, the American nation cannot afford a stamp. But he did add, the South End Rowing Club's a great place, and assure those guys that they'll all have a job on Monday morning. Alcatraz. The very word strikes fear into the heart and fires the imagination. And I went there yesterday with Kerry. Lovely trip. And she said, today, Mike, I'm going to show you something you'll never forget. I thought, well, here we go again. But it turned out, she said, as we passed through all the iron bars, cells, she said, this was Al Capone's cell. I said, yeah? She shoved me in, slammed the door behind me, and said, sit on the toilet, I'm going to take your photograph through the bars. She said, and you know how you contemplate things when you're sitting on the toilet? I thought, Al Capone. I remember he made some famous quote about Alcatraz. And it came to me, I've written it down here. It says, Alcatraz never do no good for nobody. Of course, he had a wonderful command of the English language. But I'm going to leave you with the thoughts of William Shakespeare, the bard, in Henry V. If ever there was a rallying call for people, it's this. He wrote, Henry V, sitting astride his white stallion, brandishing his broadsword in the air, glinting in the sun before we did battle with the French. And he could have been writing about this stretch of water. Because he wrote, that King Henry said, there is a tide in the affairs of man, which taken at the flood leads on to fortune. And we must take the current as it serves, or lose our ventures. With that, 2,000 English soldiers, full of Beaujolais wine, ran down the hill and slaughtered the French. Perhaps we should do it today. And then he said, rise up, my warriors, gird your loins, and follow me to the battle. Now, gird your loins. If there are any ladies or rainbow swimmers here tomorrow who have a little trouble in girding their loins, I have my son, my grandson, and my son-in-law here a little practical experience and help, and they guarantee that no lady will start the swim without a smile on her face. Finally, I bring with me the good wishes from the President and the Directors of the Channel Swimming Association, the association that through tradition rules over the English Channel. And Kimberly, they would like you to accept their traditional shield. I've taken the liberty of putting across the top for South End Rowing Club, Mike Jennings, 2011.
Yeah.